It's Brian from quantlabs.net again for today, July 2nd, I believe, 2013. Alright, so I've done my promotion for the quantlabs.net Academy. I've done, and that's been set up. Yay, yay, yay. The forum's up. We're using it more. More response is happening. Bingo. Okay, so somebody asked me a question that was on my email list. I'll kind of read this out. Just bear with me here while I want to make sure I don't get too crazy with it, but do forgive me here. Okay, so I'm going to read the email out to you word for word on this other computer here, just so you know you can see the computer here. Yeah, you gotta love the iPad. Alright, so let's go through this, shall we? Alright, I have gone through your website, blah blah blah. Not thoroughly though. Would like to brief myself. I'm a self-taught. I love self-taught people. That means they're driven, they have initiative. That's what I like. Self-taught commodity and currency trader. Last 6 years, based out of India. Currently hold all these designations. Trading styles discretionary. Strict rules. Sound risk management. Sounds really good. Also uses Amy Broker analytical interface. He's got a few codes using the Amy Broker Wizard. Has zero knowledge in programming. Skills trades are probably 10 grade or grade 10 it sounds like, and statistical skills are very basic. Okay, I intend to amp up my skill set with objective for building fully automated trading systems for my own use and test them back and forth. Kindly guide me what should be a good starting point. I get a lot of that. Now, when I responded to this, which was only yesterday I believe, first question I asked, are you looking for a job or are you looking for a path of some kind as an independent trader? Now, I only asked that for two reasons. First, if you're looking for a job, chances are this site and quantlabs.net is more geared towards people that want to maybe get a job. That's fine, but to be a stronger independent trader and getting into what I call advanced next generation trading, because everything's all automated. I could put out automated trading systems that'll trade much faster than you. If you're a discretionary trader, people don't like to hear that, but the truth is that. And then I can have high frequency trading systems out trade what I hope to have. So let's break this down. If you're looking for a job, I would probably recommend a number of places to go. I just learned about a new site called startquant.com. Check that, or quantstart.com or something like that. Go there, quantnet.com. Lots of good advice on where to go for learning about interviews and blah, 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 blah. Unfortunately, I do think, and I constantly have every physical meetup I have, 10, 20 people show up. Half of them I've never seen before asking, I'm a tire kicker, I'm interested in learning how to be a quant because I hear it pays really well. Yeah, it pays really well, and there's a reason for that. It's because you better be on your best game when it comes to a technical and math level. That's how it is. If you don't shape up, you're gone. Sorry, just how the way of the world goes. So, I never intend to get a job. I don't need to go down that path. I've been down that path before. Not for me. I could give you a whole song and dance on that, but that's not what this guy's probably asking about. But what he's asking about more is about an independent trading. Can you make a good career out of it? Yeah. Ask Ernie Chan, my friend who's doing quite well with a couple of books out, and he's got a fund and he's doing really well. I use him as my inspiration to get me to where I'm at. My only thing right now is I'm using this membership and this business and this educational, all this stuff as a way to fund myself. I mean, sure, there's probably a lot of other guys probably trying to do the same thing, and that's cool, but you know, I post a lot and I love it. I like being in front of a camera. I'm comfortable with it, and I like interacting with people through online or face-to-face through my physical meetups. So let's get on with the answer, shall we? These are important questions, I think, not just only is this gentleman's asking about, but also you're probably wondering about. Now, if you're going down the path as an independent trader, you've got to have a a lot of drive. I said that before in my previous video about wanting to be a coder and helping me out on my own strategies. You need to have drive and initiative. If you're the kind of person that sits around with a finger up your ass, or up your butt, sorry, you won't go very far, and you're expecting life to serve you with lots of presents and lots of Ferraris and whatever else you expect out of life. To achieve that, what you may see in the jet-setting lifestyle, you got to work for it. And it's one thing to work for it, but then you don't want to follow what I call, and you probably heard this before, the sheeple mentality. The bunch of people that come together and just follow each other, like Apple's good, trade Apple, or do HFT because it's cool and it's the big thing. You got to be innovative. You got to be able to react fast, and you got to be on top of your game when it comes to trading, especially automated trading, because it can wipe you out. So before you get started in independent trading, I stress, you need to be able to afford whatever your starting capital is, that you're willing and can afford to lose it. So if you're betting your kids' trust fund, or your soon-to-be wife's or husband's down payment on a house, don't go there. Don't do trading, because it's like a casino. It's worse than a casino. It will wipe you out. So that's number one. So start with starting capital that you're comfortable with, and you're good to go. Number two, I've got lots of resources available. I post and post and post a lot. I've got probably well over 5,000. I've seen numbers as high as 8,000 postings and all kinds of stuff that I've got on my blog, on my private member section. I've got also my YouTube videos. There's a couple hundred there alone, and blah blah blah. It just goes on and on and on. And now we got this new academy, and the academy, and especially the forum, is growing. And I'm starting to see some good responses. It's only been up there for a week, and I'm quite excited with that. So there's lots of stuff that I have online that's available. But yes, you will get overwhelmed. Now here's why I started the academy. The academy was started for people that, you know, that come into my membership and they go, oh my God, I'm like lost. Where do I start? This is why I started the academy, to help guide them through where to start. Do you want to learn about MATLAB? Do you want to learn about R? Do you want to learn about open source trading? Do you want to learn about just pure algorithms? Okay, so there's 4 tracks you can choose that you can follow. Now each stream and each track is very different. Okay, each track and each stream is going to give you different results, and it's going to assume you have different levels of knowledge. The first one a lot of people have challenges with is programming. Now programming is a tough deal. No matter if you're going to be a quant, if you're going to be an automated trader, programming is the crust of it. So you kind of got to be good. Now you're asking me where to start, and maybe obviously money is a hindrance for you. Go with R, go with Python, go with C++. Take your time. You don't need to be rushed into this, but get confident. Like a ton of resources out there that's free, and that's why I say drive and your initiative is so key into this. We'll call it line of business or industry, whatever you want to call it. It's critical. If you don't have that drive to get you to that point of what you want to learn, this is, I hate to say it, this is not going to be a good path for you, because you will only end up in a level of frustration. Because unfortunately, no one is going to be there at the other end or handhold you through the process. This is where your self-initiative has to come into play. Don't get caught up in all these Forex robots or all this pot of gold, pie in the sky mentality product out there. I hate to say it, a lot of it's junk. And all it is, when it comes from the vendors, all they care about is this, the short term, and they don't care about your results. They don't care. So you are your only person out there that will help you get to where you want to go. So again, it is essential. It is key. Initiative. I don't know more. When you hear retail, the 3 most important things: location. When it comes to being a quant or an independent trader, and somebody who's really wants to get far with automated trading, top 3: initiative. Those are the key, and self-drive. You need it. that's why I post all my stuff. Yeah, it does overwhelm me. So enough of that. You get the idea. So as I said, there's the different open source languages you can use. You can use R, Python, C#, Java. They're all there. They're great. Go for it. If you're asking me what I prefer, if you're starting from scratch, it's a real simple language called C#, .NET, Microsoft. Why? Because I think Microsoft, when it comes to the technology, the productivity is amazing. That brings me to my next step. Why .NET? Because you have a product or a trading platform out there called TradeLink. I've been following this for about 2 or 3 years now, and I always come back to TradeLink. I've fooled around with all the major trading platforms out there, be it TradeStation, MetaTrader, NinjaTrader, MultiCharts, all the retail type of platforms. I played with. I mean, I love my Deltics. I love those guys, and I want to see them succeed. But unfortunately, for my membership, they can't afford it. That's the way that goes. And other trading platforms are really key as well, like X-Trader is another good one. But again, we're talking about platforms that are going to cost you $1,000 plus a month. That's like a mortgage. Unless you're coming in with probably $1 million, maybe even $5 million starting capital, and as an independent trader, a schmuck that's walking off the street, that's starting maybe with $5,000. It's a no-brainer. It's a no-go. It's just unfortunate. That's why I like my TradeLink, because I've looked at all the other open source trading platforms, be it any of the Java-based ones and some of the other .NET ones, and they're kind of not there. The maturity of them is there, but there's no documentation. There's no community. You will not, if you struggle with a programming language, you will have real difficulty with the platform itself. So that's why I like TradeLink, because the quick start stuff is really good. The community's there, and it's a very responsive kind of community, and they're always updating the project, the TradeLink project. And not only that, but there's different paths you can go with Glean and some other tools that are available to make life better when you use a tool like TradeLink. That's why I kind of like it. And you get complete source code, which is great. And you can tailor it to your heart's content. Now, let's talk about the prototyping language, like if it's for research, when you do your research on your trading strategies, because again, trading strategies are key. You got R, Python, and MATLAB. Now, I've done this so many times, and I don't want to have to be faced with this question again. I'll just refer people to this video and my posting on the forum to this, because this is important. I don't want to have to go through this again. MATLAB is my choice. Ernie Chan, it's his choice. He's a real world quant. He knows his stuff. I've got another guy that maybe some of you may have met him at my meetups. He says the same thing, and I can vouch for both guys' opinions of MATLAB. MATLAB just brings so much, and tools like R, Python, they're just like little toys compared to something like a MATLAB. I don't want to go into the details on it, but you can do the searches on my blog, my YouTube, whatever. I like my MATLAB. And I also have now methodologies through my membership and through my academy to show you ways to take what you develop in MATLAB and be able to integrate it into something like TradeLink, all for free. If you can't afford MATLAB, I get it. I'm working on strategies. They're profitable, and they show profit down the line in a couple of months, or maybe a couple of weeks, who knows. Of course, I'll be sharing that, but again, that's going to be only available to my premium members. I'm not going to go on to going on about my premium membership. I'm not here to sell you. I mean, indirectly, I could want to sell you something, but I'm not here to do that, because what I want to do is just help educate people to where to start. So, we've talked about the programming language and the trading platform, the open source trading platform, TradeLink, end of story, for me at least. MATLAB is my tool for bringing together the strategies and the coding and all, or the research of the trading strategy, and you can somewhat easily implement it into TradeLink. Okay, so that's the starting point. Now, again, remember what I said, number one, initiative. That's where the initiative comes in, to be able to take the languages or the scripting language, something in MATLAB, maybe go out online searching for strategies. There are ways you can easily implement them into a trade link. And again, remember, what does trade link cost you? Zippo. Zippo. Open source. You have full 100% code. So it's not a black box. There's nothing that's hidden behind it. You're not trading against an API and what does it do behind the scenes. You have absolute control of that source code. It's key. Not only that, but one of the reasons why I don't like languages like Java, it's a pain to set up. It's a pain to maintain in an IDE or an integrated development environment like a NetBeans or Eclipse. It's a pain in the ass to deal with. Just not for me. I don't feel productive with it. But when I use a Visual Studio for Microsoft for the .NET or C#, I feel great. I feel at home and I get stuff done. So I can run all that code through a good, solid debugger, and it's done visually, and you can see the problems really fast when you get to those breakpoints. But again, I'm not here to teach you about programming, but I'm just giving you a very, very high level on why I like it. All right, so what else can I tell you about TradeLink, MATLAB, and why I like those tools? In terms of strategies, for me to sit here and go on about this strategy, that strategy, that's now the hard part. Now you can imagine the difficulties to get to this point. But the strategies is the key. That's what is going to drive revenue and profit for you so that you can live. I have dealt with, I've had quite a number of conversations with somebody like Ernie, and I'm so fortunate to have him as part of my sphere of influence and be able to have personal contact with him. He is a genius, this guy. He's a pure genius, and I highly respect him, and I look at him as an inspiration to show, yes, Joe Schmoes like myself can make a living at this and do reasonably well at it, and that sort of thing. So where do we go from here? As I've got, like I said, I've got the Academy open now, I've got the forum going. The next big step is the strategies and what I'm looking for. If you see my previous video, you know that I'm looking at options as a potential. Very simple stuff, so that's what I'm focusing on. Now from this day forward, I will maybe publicize some, maybe not. But I said that's the sort of benefits of being a premium member in my Quant Labs community, I guess you could call it. So that's my intention, is to sort of focus on options trading and pepper the public domain through my blog, through my YouTube, through the forum, through maybe the Academy, and pepper how these strategies are put together. Maybe I might put out a YouTube video or do a whole webinar on the end-to-end implementation of whatever strategy and do a demo of that in TradeLink. Now, if you haven't seen, I do have a video available, as I said, for MATLAB. So if you code something in MATLAB, there's numerous options to get that implemented into something like TradeLink. Now, I don't want to go into the advanced technicals on the code behind or the behind the scenes and how that works. But for now, you're asking about where to get started. So we've talked about TradeLink, we've talked about MATLAB. That's what I'm using. And I've hinted towards some strategies. So here's some resources. First, if you're new to programming and you've kind of are pretty well sold that maybe C# is the way to go, I'd recommend you to get Head Start, the series on C# program. That's how I learned C#. I love the book. The Head Start stuff is really good. It's funny. It's got some comical stuff. It's a nice, lighthearted way to learn a programming language. So start there. Number 2, when it comes to math, math is not my strength. Math was probably my weakest subject in school. But you do need to have a good background in statistics, calculus, linear algebra, a whole load of stuff. Very complicated, I know. It sounds like it. It's not that bad. But here's some good free resources to get you started. Number 1, everything's on YouTube. It's free, it's high quality, and it's not put out by some dude in a university that's going to complicate and make themselves sound intelligent and make you feel like you're an idiot. These 2 resources and these 2 YouTube channels are excellent. First, number 1, channel on YouTube to learn the math skills is Khan Academy, Khan Academy. It's now backed by Bill Gates, and it's been featured on CNN, and also there's a TED Talk from Salman Khan on this whole concept of YouTube, his channel, and the whole Khan Academy. Big deal. I love it. It's a great way to pick up on that. Number 2, which is really specific to the world of risk management, but it does help in the world of quant and automated strategies. The second channel I can highly recommend is Bionic Turtle, BIONIC Turtle, youtube.com, Bionic Turtle. It's all done in VBA and Excel, but that's not the point. It's just understanding the algorithms or the logic behind a lot of the different, like VAR and all that stuff you can get on these channels. Really, really good for both on the technical front. If you need, I would go after a Head Start C# book. That should get you up and started into the world of TradeLink. From there, to start learning, like I said, the quick start videos on YouTube. I think Josh at Pratt Play's done a great job on getting this stuff out. He's done an amazing job of any platform I've seen. Number 2, maybe learn MATLAB if you can. Obviously, a lot of people can't really afford it. That's why I would probably recommend you go with R, go with Python. Those are open source languages, obviously free. And you can develop some really cool strategies and algorithms done in R. I've got a few of them. They're on the Academy. Cool stuff. And you can easily implement them through a bridge. The name escapes me. It's like r.net or something like that online to help you integrate and bridge R and .net together for your C#, which allows you to integrate your TradeLink into R. So again, it's all free, so you don't need MATLAB. But again, I have my reasons why I like MATLAB. I got lots of resources on that. So that, in a nutshell, is everything I can provide for people that really want to get up and running on how to be, even from a job perspective, to understand all of this stuff. But for more importantly, is more geared towards people that are independent traders that want to try to understand to get to the next level, the easiest path. This is what I can suggest. Again, I'm going to sum it all up for you. For those that are on a really tight budget or can't really afford it, TradeLink as your trading platform. Again, it's open source, complete 100% source code. So if you're learning about a job or trying to understand how a trading system works and everything that comes for it with a trading system, including the fixed connection, the execution, all the multi-threading when it comes to executing all the different strategy and algorithms, it's all in TradeLink. You can reverse engineer that and get a good handle on that to understand that that's the career path that you want to choose. And number 2, if you're an independent trader but wants to take a high level on the technical aspect from a programming perspective, again, TradeLink is really good for that. It's got a really easy to use API, as well as it also uses another API called TA-lib for any technical analyst that likes their technical trading or technical analysis. So that's number 1. Number 2, you got to have the initiative and the drive to get you to that point. Yes, it's going to be a long road ahead, a big hill to climb. We know that. I've talked about that. So that's top 3 that I did mention. Again, when it comes to your researching, your prototyping, I prefer, if you could, go with a MATLAB. If not, go with an R. And when it comes to the math and it's a statistical and all that stuff to learn, there's lots of good resources. But if you really want to learn it from an easy perspective, head over to the Khan Academy and the other one, Bionic Turtle. Really good resources. I'm sure there's a ton of other ones that I can think of, but those are probably the ones in a nutshell to get you started. I hope it helps you out. Don't forget to consider, if you want to cut through or cut out all that stuff, that's what my membership provides, as well as a community to help people get there faster, because I'm documenting my path, as well as a membership, or the academy is also geared towards, as I said earlier, about the 4 different streams. I'm hoping this helps people out, because I do want to see people succeed, but don't get caught up in the shiny kind of little platforms out there that make it look so easy. when the market turns against you, no platform's going to protect you on that. Nothing's going to protect you. And that's why I kind of like the philosophy you step back and you look at the entire forest if you can, instead of just looking at trees, because you're just going to get caught up and you're going to get slaughtered in the markets. And I don't want that to happen to people. I want to see people also succeed. As you can tell, all of my videos, I always challenge people. Quick rich schemes, don't get caught up in that. I don't believe in quick rich schemes. As I said, initiative, and if initiative is the key. The key. I'm hoping, as I said, this helps people out. So remember all that. I'm rooting for your success, regardless if you remember or not. You got my resource from all the stuff on the blog, the YouTube channel, now the Academy and the forum. I'm really trying to help provide resources that's honest and just get people up and running as fast as possible and just cut out a lot of the crap that is out there. Again, I'm hoping this helps people out. Talk to you later.